Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy DevKO22 back with a video. It's been a while. Today we're going to talk about the Season 3 Bryan changes that were made. I know it's been a while since the patch notes come out, but I wanted to just sit with Bryan for a little bit. I've been playing him off stream a lot. As you can see, I've gone to God 3 this season, this new patch. Really been enjoying him. Wanted to just just kind of enjoy him off stream, really. Sorry you guys didn't get to see the rank run. A lot of the homies got to see it in the Discord where I was playing. Um, but yeah, the main reason is I just know when I fight certain characters on stream, I just mold, and then I just start flowcharting nonsense. And when I play it off stream, I just play a bit more with a clear head because I'm not focused on so many things. Like, it's just the game. I don't have to like communicate with chat and you know keep a level head. Like, if I lose my head off stream, it's just like I lose my head and then I carry on playing. But then if I lose my head on the stream, and then I need to like talk to someone or answer a question and then carry on playing, and then I'm just there like, yeah, I just feel myself playing worse, right? So that's my little explanation for that. But anyway, Season 3 Bryan, what do I think of him? I think he feels a lot more like Bryan, which is why I've been enjoying him a lot. I think the changes were fantastic for him. Can't say the same for a lot of other characters. What they've done to certain characters like Law, which is ridiculous, like insane changes. What they haven't done to characters like King or Nina, insane. But here we are. We've got some bugs in the game, but hey, it's what it is. But yeah, I wanted to just go over not only what they changed on Bryan, but how I think you should be playing Bryan now compared to last season. A lot of it will feel the same for those who play Bryan at a bit more of an intermediate level. What I'm saying, it'll probably be one of those things where it's like, yeah, nah, I know about that, I do that already, da da da. This is more for, I would say, the guys who are not new, but not where they want to be with Bryan yet. I would say this is how you want to sort of approach the character now. I know that a lot of Bryans, especially when I'd watch their replays or they'd ask me to watch their replays, a lot of Bryans were, quite frankly, just carried by this move, Incinerator, and the infamous Taunt Heat Smash. And carried by the fact that you would keep install after a heat dash or a heat combo or heat dash. Well, yeah, heat dash actually. So you would do, QCF 1+2 into a combo or unblock, sorry, and you would still keep your install, right? And then it just have a chance to do Incinerator on you all over again. All of that is gone now. You're playing the raw bones Bryan with a QCB1. QCB1 is still a fantastic move. Hasn't been changed. I'm glad it hasn't been changed. I don't think it is, or it was, his most problematic move. I'm a firm believer that even if they made QCB1 neutral or -5 or whatever people have been asking for, it will make no difference to this move. This move will still be that counter hit tool that he has, the timing tool that you place correctly. If you play against like an average Bryan, they're just gonna spam this against you. And when I play against the average Bryan, I don't lose because this is what they want to spam, and that is what I call out and duck and launch. So obviously when you're playing against a good Bryan, this tool can feel insane because the placement that they have on it is just really good and it feels overwhelming. But if you're letting a Bryan do this to you, hey, it's time you accept that your movement and your decision making is just pretty bad. Alright. be in like 4 of these in a row. And if you're getting clipped by this all the time trying to sidestep, your movement is probably not very clean, but that's besides the point. Bryan Season 3 changes. I want to start off with Incinerator. Now, Incinerator, this move, man, this move did like everything. It fit into Bryan's kit so perfectly. And the reason I say that is because if you look at down forward 1, look at the frames on down forward 1, right? It goes from -5 to -10, -10, -10. But for some reason, you could still do stuff like this. You can still do stuff like this to this day, right? Because of the mental stack this move puts on you. Now, the mental stack with Incinerator was just as heavy as down forward 1. Because this was -2. So you would feel confident to do something like a G-Clef right after this. Even confident to throw out a forward 3. Because of the 4th hit as well, right? Now is the change that they've done. I think they've near enough butchered this move. I don't think it's a good move to be using now. I think it's good if you're doing something like Taunt and you do their backs against like a breakable wall or something, and you need to break. Okay, I'm just don't guys, don't watch my taunts, man. Their backs against the wall and you want to break it, then yeah, sure, go for this. I mean, you could still do taunt QCB1. Don't do taunt that. Don't do taunt that down. That's not the one. You can still do that to break the wall. It's just far less damage. But yeah, it's more to be used as a taunt, and it's more to be used maybe as a whiff punish. You know, just having like a good 15 frame punish. You know, let's say Eddie does back 3-3 on you as well when you have your install. If you don't want to waste your install, obviously you go for this punish. But if there's a wall near you, then you're going to go for Incinerator, right? Type of thing. As a whiff punish is fine as well. But it's not the go-to heat move. It's not the one you just throw out. You still can after a heat dash. You can still mix up with this perfectly fine. But just know that you're more likely to lose your turn now. You can't build that same mental stack on your opponent anymore, because after the 4th hit is done right here, they can 10 frame you regardless and interrupt your final hit. And it's a punish because this is -10. So it's going to feel like, what is even the point of doing the 4th hit? Because you're never going to be able to do the 5th hit anyway, right? Because they can either step hit if they want really big reward, or they just interrupt you. Like, yeah, it's just not the string. It's just not the heat move, the go-to heat move. If you want to apply pressure, in my opinion, you should be using back 1+2. This move is fantastic, and on hit, you get more installs in general. This, like, if I ended there where heat just ended, I did a back 1+2 and it landed, I just power crushed there and I got my install back, right? Which is what you want. Your install is more important now, obviously, because you lose it after you heat dash, or you're fishing for QCF 1+2 launcher. And Bryan in general doesn't have panic tools. Like, he just doesn't have panic tools, right? You know, Horang has a back 1, or even his flamingo step. You know, you can get right behind someone. You know, Lily has Matterhorn or Divine Step, or just her movement in general. You know, Steve has his up back 3. You know, Weave, Ling, AOP. Right, a lot of these characters have, some characters have like backswing blows, right? Something to get them out of certain situations. Eddie's like weird sidestep move. Raven's escape parry, like all these things, right? Like near enough every character. I can't actually think of a character who doesn't have like an insane panic tool. You know, King's got muscle armor, which is the equivalent of a panic move. Plus his Jaguar backdash is insane. Yeah, like the list goes on. Even Armor King has his like sidestep move. It's not a great panic tool, but he has one. Is the point, and it's still usable in certain situations. Bryan doesn't have anything like that, where you can throw it out and it's gonna do some crazy evasion, or like get you out of a certain string or a sequence. But what he does have is one of, if not the best parry. Okay, no, Jun has the best parry. But here's this. Here's FF1+2. This is how you keep... If you're good at applying pressure with your down forward one, your timing, your down four pokes, you're using your jabs well, right? And you can get the opponent to respect you, the game will feel okay. Like, you won't feel any panic. But when you have a Nina in your face, doing down forward 1-2, down forward 1-2 into like these lows and just crazy pressure all the time, and you can't backdash out of anything because that's just how the game is, right? You have this button. This is your get out of jail sort of free. Let's just say on bail, because as soon as that move goes, you're going straight back into prison type of thing. But this is a move that you need to preserve and use it as sort of like a weapon, in the way that, let's say this Armor King's back against the wall, right? You've done your job as Bryan, you've done your wall combo, you've taken him here, right? Taken him here, you've done your little wall ender, wherever, you've gone for Oki, he just gets up so you get down 4, right? But now he's thinking, wait, he's got install. FF1+2, I could get wall splat here on counter here, or whatever it is, right? If I press the wrong thing. So in your head, you need to be thinking, let me not spam my heat move and get rid of my trump card. Let me keep it and force him to make some dumb decision. What would he possibly do here to not only get him away from the wall, but what will stop him from getting hit by FF1+2 into a wall splat? Something like down back 3, some high crush, right? Run up grab, whatever it might be. You know, I'm playing at this range, he's going to go for down back 3, and then what happens? If you're aware of something like this and you're not just flow charting nonsense, you duck, you punish, and you keep him at the wall into another combo into Oki again. This is how you need to be using Bryan's install. This is how you need to be thinking when you have his install. Before, you could be a bit more, yo, I'm going to be a bit raggo, I'm going to do what I want, I'm just going to throw this out, I'm just going to throw my heat smash out, and then I've still got my install, and now I'm just going to carry on doing this, and, you know, I'm going to do something cheap like down forward 4, and I'm saying this because I do this a lot. This into this, because you're -5, right, on block. And then thinking, let me take my turn back. Oh, hell no, you're going to eat this FF1+2 to the face. Right? But now you need to really save it and use it to get as much damage off as you can. And then when the time is right, you let that rip. Right? Or you don't. Or you just go for another back 1+2, or you go for your Incinerator, right? But yeah, I think Bryan is still very much the same, you know, counter hit character. You're still playing all of the same mind games. You know, the opponent's going to be stepping this, or are they going to mash G clef? Are you going to use 1+2, or are you going to keep your frames? All of the mind games in that sense are very much the same. But even when it comes to doing something like a combo, you're going to want to make sure this little knee's in there so you have your install. And if you don't have your install, or make sure when you run up and taunt, you go for something like forward 2-on-4, and then you need to spam 1+2 to actually get the install. Because this is me not pressing 1+2. This is me pressing 1+2. I get my install. So yeah, it's more important now, and this is why I've been enjoying Bryan so much, is that I've just been practicing like all of these other taunts that I've been, you know, sort of neglecting a lot. I just like to go for, you know, taunt jet upper or taunt back 4, or to kill like taunt 4-1, right? But using something like taunt forward 2-on-4 is just so important because of install. You know, going for your Incinerator now is going to be important to break the wall, even at like certain angles. I mean, you can still obviously go for your you know, your taunt back 4 if you want to break the wall or heat engage or whatever it might be, right? But the importance of at least practicing these now is there now probably more than ever, because you're gonna have those same opportunities. Like let's say I do just gonna do some basic combo. You know, you go for the back 2-4 in an open ground, and normally you would go for something like, you know, heat smash here, just to kill, right? But now you're in a situation where, let's say I need install. Well, I'm just going for style points right now. Amazing. Not even landing it. You run out back 2-4. Anyway, you you get the point, right? Yeah, you get the point. Going for stuff like this is going to be far more important, so you keep that, and then you can keep your pressure going. But yeah, there's not really much I have to say about his game plan. If you know Bryan, you know what you need to do to win with him, right? The introduction of this move, this is a funny move. I use it here and there where I'm like trolling or I'm just limit testing. Is the only times I'm using this, but do not use this move. It is terrible. It is so bad. You should be using. I'm using this more now, but I'm using it how I should have been using it in season 2, where I want to have a like an immediate timing sidestep button. Like I have a read and then doing a down forward one, and I'm using this and I'm confirming it, and that is it. If I'm doing this in your face in season 3, you ass. I'm playing, but nah, honestly, you ass. But this is yeah, it's -15, man. On with like, I mean, even if I do this into the cancel, if I do this on block into the cancel, like you can just launch me here. It's just really not worth doing because the risk is launch. Like if they duck your launch, if they don't, blah blah blah. Like obviously the delay can catch people because there's a little like hit confirm window on it, but it's really not that big. But yeah, this was just super lazy. I think a lot of the new moves are super lazy. It's just cool that they gave it a little backswing because again, it's one of those situations where you're feeling a bit goofy and you want to do something like this, or you want to do, you know, you failed a taunt into this and you went for a taunt here. Like, it's just another one of those goofy things where you might just do exactly that, right? Not a good move. Don't use this. Don't abuse it. Now, I've pretty much covered everything I wanted with Heat. FF1+2 remains practically the same, really. You know, you can still get a wall splat, but more time it is going to slump. It just depends. Still a fantastic move, whatever. He's still going to be using this, still one of his best tools. But again, like I was saying, the main focus is on just being more mindful of what buttons you are pressing and what your Oki situations are now going to look like. And how your heat dashes are going to look like. If you're in we're in season 3 now, right? If you're sitting there and you're using your heat like this, just off the bat, you're just letting QCF 1+2 rip, you're probably going to lose the round. Unless obviously you're just like a absolute demon in general and you don't need heat. You're literally at this point basically playing Tekken 7 plus QCB1. Like, you need that install, which is why I think it's important to start using moves like this, you know, in neutral. Because obviously this gives you install. Like I said, doing taunts like this, giving you install. I've been actually using down 3-2 quite a bit, but it's on like a very good read, right? I think they're gonna heat burst. I think they're gonna power crush me at the wall as well. That I'm more incentivized to do this, right? But again, it's for the sake of actually getting an install, not just for the sake of like throwing it out, right? In combos, I'm using this QCF 2-4, right? I want my install pretty much always. At the wall, I'm, you know, whatever combo I'm going for, I'm not using my install, I'm just doing 3 hits, right? I'm doing this instead of doing this, right? I want to keep my install. I can't stress how important it is for you to really keep stuff like this in your mind. It will really help you with your gameplay and help you build a solid mind game and actually compete with a lot of the nonsense that is going on with certain characters and certain moves, right? You need that panic tool behind you. But you guys get the idea. I've sort of yapped on about, you know, the importance of his install for the last sort of like 10-15 minutes. But yeah, in general, Bryan, outside of that, there aren't really any changes that are important or worth talking about. Obviously, downfall, I had on my wish list for them to, maybe nerf the range so, pretty much everyone can punish this. But this change I definitely feel a lot, and it's annoying. The range is still good. It's not terrible. It is one of his most important pokes. So I do regret, like, not regret. I don't really regret anything, but like mentioning it, looking back on it, would I have wanted to kept old downfall? Probably. It was his best, like safest check that he had. Right, did barely any damage, but it was just good. Neutron block, use it to get information, and I think once in 2 years did I ever have a situation where someone did while standing 4 and I actually jet up at them for it. Because no Bryan is sitting in the lab and thinking, yo, when I'm in game, I'm gonna perfectly space this down 4 so I can whiff punish you. Nah, they're just thinking, I'll throw this out as a check, right? That's the truth of it. But I have had situations where someone like a Kazuya or like a Mishima might have done a while standing 4-4 and I would have launched them for it. That's happened like a couple times, I would say. But they've also been aware of it. Some of them have done like single while standing 4. It's very rare, again, for that situation to happen. But again, it's just something people like complain about a lot, saying, oh, like max range, you can't punish it. But it never happens anyway. So, well and truly, I don't even care. It just is what it is. It's still a fantastic low. Don't use it any less. Still your best check, best way to get information. Neutron block. If anything, now you're just in better range to jab them always if it lands. So think of it that way, where your shit's not gonna whiff because of the range. And yeah, that is probably the main things I wanted to talk about. So sort of in summary, keep your goddamn install as long as you can and use it to create pressure. When you're going for combos, if you can do combos, unlike me, who just cannot, and you're going for OP situations, please try and go for stuff like this. If you don't have install anyway, if you didn't do your QCF 2-4 in the combo. Obviously, always go for taunt jet upper in general. This should be your staple as a Bryan main, well and truly. But yeah, I hope this video helped some of you. It wasn't made with the intention of being this new, like, wow, look at this new tech kind of video. No, it was just a sort of heads up. Remember, guys, this is how Bryan is now. You can't play the same way and expect it to work. It's just not going to be the case. You're going to see Bryan's win rate probably tank a lot. You're going to see as many people playing him probably. He was and always will be a specialist character just because of his very unorthodox playstyle. But now it's even more that way. And by the way, that combo I just did there, I've been doing this since season 2. Like from the start of season 2. Well, when they introduced his install, I've been ending combos like this, so like back 2-1-4, 2-1-4, just because it gives install. Like this is how strong install is, that I'm literally losing damage just so I can do this, right? So consider adding this as well to your arsenal. It's just really good to have. But yeah, Bryan again. Like I said, it's a bit more difficult to play and a bit more difficult to pilot him now, but this is what made me main Bryan in the first place. When I only played about a year of Tekken 7 and about 5 months of Tekken 7 Bryan. But in that time, that was enough for me to know that Bryan is a character I want to play and master. And I knew I wanted to play Tekken from that point on. When I came across characters like Bryan and Geese, obviously Ganryu's my true love, my beloved. But this is what kept me playing the game. was the skill ceiling of this character, and now you actually have to use your brain about, I would say, 40% more than season 2. 40, maybe 50%, maybe even 60% more. You know, taunt heat smash is no longer easy. So if you're hitting taunt heat smash on me in game, props to you, man. I think I dropped more taunt heat smashes than taunt jet uppers now. So yeah, man. But again, remember, don't be using taunt heat smash unless it's gonna break the floor or if it's gonna kill, because again, you lose your install, and that's the whole point of what made Bryan's heat so strong, or Bryan strong in season 2, was the fact that you kept this ridiculous parry even after heat engager. And that's what made a lot of characters just so stupid to, like, in general, if you just really think about it. So many install characters was like, I'm sitting here and I'm gonna throw this with no repercussions because I'm just gonna heat engage, and either you're gonna take like a 75 to 80 damage combo and like 90 damage with the wall, or I'm just gonna be in your face about to mix you and I have a parry in my hand that is just gonna destroy everything that you do, even if I'm like -5 or -6 or whatever it might be. So yeah, heat dashing was just like a win-win thing for Bryan in season 2. Now it is just a lose situation for him, unless you have like confirmed, or if you've done as much damage as humanly possible in heat, and then you've got like a sliver of heat left, and you're like, you know what, heat engage, let me get some recoverable back and let me just see if this lands, type of thing. That's how you're looking at it now. It's just completely different. You just, yeah, just everyone needs to just tighten up their defense, you know, start using their checks more, actually play Bryan, because this is what Bryan is meant to be outside of obviously QCB1. But yeah, that's just whatever. But yeah, I hope this video helped some of you. I'm not expecting it to help everyone who watches this video. That was not the goal of this video. It was just to maybe just try and help some Bryans who feel like they might be struggling, and like I said, they might have been, you know, from all the replays I've seen, or like people who've even asked me just to watch their gameplay, it's just like that flow charting nonsense, that just FF1+2, Incinerator, heat smash, Incinerator, heat smash. Like, that's not Bryan. That is not what Bryan was, and I hope that will never be Bryan again, because this version is a lot more enjoyable. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like, comment, subscribe if you do want to see more content. Probably will drop another video very soon. I know I said this last time, but we are going to get on it properly. But anyway, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.